So anyway, all right, let's get into it before we wrap up the show. Lakers. Everyone always gets worried about these. I usually think the Celtics put their best foot forward in these sorts of games. So I love it. I love these big test games. I'm actually pretty optimistic for this, but it's fun to see. Lakers lost tonight. It was Tobias Harris buzzer beater.
Yeah. So LeBron hit Davis on a cut. Lakers were down big and came back. They took a lead with 7 seconds left, and then Harris got into the lane and hit a jumper for the win.
Yep.
What was I going to say? I already forget.
Lakers are really good this year. I think that was their first road loss. They started 7-0.
It was their first road loss. They're really good. As we said prior to the season, better than last year.
You saw what LeBron did.
All agreed with except for Bobby.
Yeah, I was wrong about that one.
Yeah,
Bobby. What was up with that, man?
I didn't like the centers.
What's his name is nasty for them.
Harrell?
No, the guard.
Pope?
Nope. Schroeder.
Yes.
He's good.
That's an upgrade from Ron.
They got him for free, too. That team's pretty loaded with depth. They defend like crazy.
Much more depth than last year.
I'd say, and they have great personnel, too, to cover the Celtics. You can throw Davis on Tatum. You can throw LeBron on Brown. And you got some defensive guards there, too, between Pope and Schroeder, who are going to be able to go at Kemba and Smart. So the Celtics, they're not going to be able to compete in this game unless they defend in turn, because the offense isn't going to come easy. The Lakers aren't slacking this season whatsoever, even though they had the short layoff and LeBron coming back after 60 days or whatever it was. They're going full speed. Maybe they want to touch that Warriors record. That could be what they're going for. Maybe LeBron wants to win MVP after not winning it for a bunch of years now. But
what Warriors record?
The record, 73 wins.
Are they going to do that in a 72
It'll be really hard in a 72-game season.
Or winning percentage,
Good luck.
I guess. Yeah. I guess that one's out of the window.
I'm going to take the under.
I'm ready for Caruso. That's who I want to see. Screw LeBron. I'm ready for the Caruso show, man.
I just think every time these two teams come together, at least in the last couple of years, Tatum it's like a challenge. It's not just a challenge. It's a I can make history against the Lakers type of thing, right? Because after what happened at Staples Center,
they played them really well last year. In fact, they blew them out in the Garden.
Yeah, I mean, look, it came in a losing effort, but that game in LA,
that was great. That was Tatum's like
that's my favorite Tatum performance.
National TV coming out party.
My favorite performance from Tatum, and I think
you were out there for that.
The occasion again. What's up?
You were out there for that.
That's right. Yeah, I was. And let me tell you guys something, man. Like being in that locker room, like it didn't feel like a loss. It was weird. It was like they were just like, I know it sounds really bad to say it, but it was like they were just kind of like, yeah, great game,
All right, so
that's
my next question while we assess this team. I'll start with Jimmy. Like,
thank you.
Is this the stage? Like, is this where we are? They've gone off to a great start. They're top 2 in the East. Are we back to this team has to make the finals? Like, is this where they are in their development? They lost Hayward, but young guys are filling in. Because last year when they played the Lakers hard and they had the 4 stars and they were rolling through the playoffs, they had to get them to the finals. But this year is a little different.
It's a good question. I think the expectations are – I don't think you can lower them from last year. So with that being said, I mean, like you said, you did lose Hayward, but you expected Brown and Tatum to improve. You had Kemba coming back, but you weren't sure how healthy he was going to be. So if he is healthy and you see the improvement from those 2 stars, I'm not going to say that it's NBA Finals or bust, but it's certainly Eastern Conference Finals for me. I don't know if they are better than the Sixers. In the playoffs last year, they murdered them, so we'll see which team shows up, I guess, in the playoffs. The Heat are iffy. They've got some health things going on, too. It's a wide-open East, so with that being said, I mean, I would be pretty disappointed if they didn't put a serious charge into getting into the NBA Finals. I don't know if that's a cop-out answer, but it's kind of how I feel.
That quote from Brad. I saw one quotation mark.
Yeah, I think because of the Kemba injury and the way things started off, I think you look at a team like the Brooklyn Nets, like what's going to happen there. I don't know if
the Nets
ends in the Eastern Conference Finals, if that's necessarily a failure, but of course it depends how they go about it, right? I mean, last season it was sort of easy to say that, but at the same time it was sort of like, man, what a golden opportunity. You know, the Celtics topped the Sixers. They didn't have to play the Bucks. Like, that was sort of the ideal path to the NBA Finals. And of course, it came up short. So I felt like there's a lot more disappointment in that run as opposed to what's going to happen ahead. You know, because you look at how much better other teams got around the Celtics. You know, but yeah. Miami's obviously there. I still have Miami up there. Philly's up there, and Brooklyn. Those are my three. I still have some outside of those three. So
Miami's in a big hole.
I still like Indy. You guys know I'm Indy guys. So I'm not saying the Celtics are front runners to get there. I'm just saying I would still be, you know, especially I think the organization, the players would be disappointed if they didn't, you know, get to the Eastern Conference Finals with the team they have. So I'm not saying that they're playing at that level right now, but I think that they are capable of. So I guess we'll see as we get closer down the stretch. But
yeah, the talent's there.
The talent's there, but there's holes, and you see them in the wins and the losses. I don't know if it's something that you just have to keep developing as the season goes on and get comfortable with each other, and what we talk about with Thompson. And, you know, Teague comes into this too. I think at some point Teague's going to get cut, and they're going to find someone else better to come in here because he's just not getting it done. But they need to make some changes as this year goes on, because as constructed, I worry about the holes with this team. I worry about some of the things that could get exposed come playoff time, whether we talk about Tice's fouling or the depth, the size, the rebounding, defense, some of these things, even the turnovers early on. But that's something that's probably just naturally going to get fixed as the year goes on. But John said it. Highs with wins, lows with losses. But I do think we look at this team right now and say they've been great. The record's awesome. They've exceeded expectations, but there's big, big glaring issues behind the scenes that lead to a night like this and some of the other sloppier nights that they've had. And even Chicago the other night, great win overall, an awesome effort, but some massive, massive lapses that could have sent that one the other way.
On a happy note, I will remind everybody that this happened last time the Lakers were at the Garden.
Takes a timeout. 81-63 Boston. This is how you attack a shot blocker. Hello. Welcome back. We know you've been hurt. Looks like you got some rest. Jaylen Brown.
So good.
I couldn't see it. I don't know what.
I didn't see it. Did everyone else see it? I could imagine it.
You couldn't see it?
No.
Could you just hear it?
John's face.
It's a black screen.
I thought
I could see or hear anything.
That's the glitch. That's the glitch the thing was telling me about, something about my Chrome. Did we see the Marcus Smart bite?
I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Video glitch. We'll fix it for next time.
I thought it was just me, but I think everybody else saw it because no one complained about the Marcus Smart one.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I think the audio's coming through, but the video's got an issue.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah.
We'll fix it for next time. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Bummer to not have the fans. The fans freaking love these games. Somebody made a comment in the comments about Jaylen Brown. Have you noticed he's not dunking anymore?
No.
How many times has he had an open look and chose that? A couple of times tonight he didn't have it. How much of that is like you can't fire up a crowd with a dunk anymore, so why waste your energy?
Yeah, why like hit the wrists and everything like that, you know?
I didn't think about it. Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely it.
Smart's still dunking.
It is a
because
bummer that
Jaylen would just let out that loudest scream. That's the crowd. That makes
there's
sense.
less of it, right? There's no crowd, so there's no reason to friggin' fire it up right now.
It's a big impact.
He's had a couple, but they've just been kind of like, I'm close enough. It's an easy tuck, but he's not doing those hammer throwdowns. He's had a couple breakaways, couple times. One time he went baseline tonight and just kind of laid it in. He could have absolutely dropped a hammer.
So the bubble was so different, and you had the screen and some of the effects and all that. The production was so nice that it made up a little bit for the lack of fans, even though the playoffs it becomes more glaring. But this year, you feel it. There are so many moments, wins, matchups, as you mentioned here, where you're just like, oh, this is great, but you need the fans for this. And Irving coming back early in the year wasn't the same. And
Killer.
Yeah, so much stuff happening this year that wind gets taken out of what they're doing here because of the lack of fans. It's a killer.
When the Lakers come to town,
teams are going to capitalize on? How many teams would capitalize on that better than the Celtics or more than the Celtics? You know, like that TD Garden. I mean, to get that back after not having it for so long, it's going to be incredible for this team if they're able to do it in the postseason.
I'm not against the bubble. I'm not, but I understand why they are.
It's not going to happen.